force of nature, the human dynamo that is Mr. Patrick Hannay.
Right now, he said he was going to read from notes. He just fantastic, just sort of waved them about down here and kind of never looked at one of them. Well, I'm afraid I probably am going to look fairly closely at this sheet of paper here because we had an exam board, I don't know how long ago, not how long, a few days ago, and I went to that exam board thinking, yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to say, and I had it all down in notes, and yeah, we got to the first sentence and I just cracked up. So I've got, yeah, this is my anchor for staying sane, if you'll bear with me. Yeah, as you know, one of the ground rules of interiors is that it's ephemeral. We are ephemeral. And it's sort of kind of unlike the kind of alleged arrogant timelessness of architecture. What we do has a limited time. I just guess we now know how brutally that's been enacted. We never, in interiors, expect a record, fixity. We are transient, and we're comfortable with being transient. But we always expect and practice evolution, not demolition. Tabula rasa, just clearing the decks brutally, is not in our lexicon. So there's a second rule of interiors, is that we expect varying scales of interventions over time. So staff may come and go, but the host always has a more powerful, larger presence. It holds the collective wisdom, complex, rich, interdependent, every bit its distinct function, but there is trust. Similar standards of delivery and finish, similar consistency. Which brings us to another interiors rule. Never lose sight of the host building, the core values and principles that underpin our curriculum, our construction, the pattern that has a certain purity and elegance. As Fred Scott, one of the greatest thinkers in this discipline, would remind you, as the clutter grows over the years, now and then one reasserts the host. This we have done over 21, Paul says 23, maybe 23 years, and more in Paul and Howard's case, who came before me. But one of the most important rules of the lot in interiors is you never demolish the whole interior. We've said that to students over and over again. It's criminal to demolish the interior. The client would surely say, if you did that, will turn to you and say, but have I brought the wrong building? Have I bought the wrong course? Should I transfer my charge elsewhere? Would my money be better spent finding a better fit with less destruction and more continuity? Yet this is happening. And you all know it. And the rest of Britain's design establishment actually knows it from here to Australia and back. And they are all aghast, I can tell you, as you are this afternoon. Every single one of you I have met just says, why? But there are others, I'm afraid, in our environs that clearly don't know the rules of the interiors. They don't know the rules of interior engagement. And you know who I mean by that. What is being attempted here will fail unless these rules are heeded. Most poignant of all, buildings have long memories. You, as a designer or inhabitant, simply add another layer. You increase the narrative. You add a chapter. Done well, there is always respect for those memories. There is wisdom in that history, which you must never lose. It's a record which commands respect. So, just for a moment on a slightly lighter note, some of you may have noticed just down the corridor there's a Big Brother booth. It's not meant for a joke. We do seriously need your record. We need your memories, because nobody else is recording the truth. We're the only ones who are recording the reality and the truth of what is happening to this place. So if you would, and I don't mind people singing there, they can do whatever they like, they can do their Big Brother confession, but please go into that booth, there's a little camera, you just switch it on, and tell us your memories, tell us what happened to you, tell us when you were here, and tell us what you think of what's going on. Because the wonderful Craig, who's an unbelievable filmmaker, is going to turn it into a film, and then we'll send you all a DVD if you leave us your address, and we'll put that all together as a very true record of what this place kind of stands for. So, to return. As non-interiors people, of course, they're interested in tabula rasa. They will try to erase us, and it is truly shocking. And I do, slightly hesitate to say, but these are facts. There's been no formal meetings before our intake was suspended or after. There's been no formal correspondence with us as to why we're being closed. There's been no meetings with us about why we're being closed. There's no reason for our teaching out plan not being followed or even discussed. And there's no reason or even discussion as to why those people on a column here next to you and at the other end, we picked some of them and asked them whether they would do the job for us, which they were wonderful and said, yeah, of course we'll do it for you. We'll look after you the last 3 years. They're not being taken on either. And there's still no discussion about that and why not. So, of course, these people making these decisions have not done interiors education. And that's not surprising. But for you here, all of you in this room, you are its memory. Every single one of you. You carry, there's nothing, they can erase whatever they like, but actually you're all here. They will never erase, they've got to erase all of you, they can't. The memory is inside your head. And you need to state it and put it on that film, if you would, for us. Now I've got our script, you see, this is dangerous, you can hear the frog in the throat going, yeah, well, okay, we need to be careful. So what I'm saying is, really, it is that, and all those people who aren't here, there are people all over the world, in every town, city. I did something a long time ago, we set up, I know people have alumni associations, but you know it, we had this incredible alumni thing. Every day I come in with my computer, turn it on, hello, I've just moved to Botswana, and I've just started to practice here. It's amazing, and all those people, you can't get rid of all those people. And they're all writing and saying, we know what this is about. We know why we're here. I know what I'm doing. So they'll never erase that sort of memory in that way. So what I'm really saying to all of you in the room is there are 2 remaining cohorts, and they should never, ever, and I hope they don't in this room standing here, actually feel abandoned or lonely. You should never feel lonely. All these people are with you, and their emails are available. They're people who care about this course and won't let you just go off into a sort of lonely wilderness, whatever happens. So remember this family that's in this room. It's terribly, terribly important. So in some ways that colossal alumni network is your future web school. It is your continuity. Somehow all of you here must find a way of supporting those whose education has been shafted, the last 2 remaining cohorts. Okay, slight shift of gear. A quite remarkable letter from students recently went to the Pro-Vice Chancellor Learning and Teaching, and it was absolutely astonishing in its analysis, and the students will send you copies, and parents here should already have read it. And it was all about retaining memories. It was all about retaining continuity, avoiding too much tabula rasa, demolition, destruction. They didn't come here to do architecture and knock it all down and start again. They could cope with a bit of remodelling, but not lobotomy. But what came back last night, and I do just want to quote this to you because it's important that you know. So the letter they got back, I'll just read the sort of core of it. It's a very short letter. And it says, continuity will be provided in that you will be studying the bullet point, same program, bullet point, same curriculum, bullet point, same assessment methods, bullet point, same technical support. That's a direct quote. As though a pile of paper makes a sound and solid structure. Sadly, it doesn't. You need the human beings. The paper is worthless without intelligence, wisdom, and interpretation. Okay, that's enough of that heavy stuff. Well, there are 2 very particularly important people who are missing today. Very important people. And you probably noticed, those of you who know us